Right now, no nation on Earth can realistically challenge U.S. air power, and the reason goes far beyond aircraft numbers or advanced weapons alone. What sets the United States apart is the complete ecosystem supporting its air dominance, a system built over decades through technology, training, logistics, and strategic integration. The U.S. Air Force does not operate in isolation. It functions as part of a vast, interconnected network that includes satellites, intelligence platforms, cyber systems, early warning sensors, and global command structures working in real time. This level of integration allows the U.S. to detect threats earlier, respond faster, and coordinate across domains in ways few countries can match. While other nations may possess advanced aircraft or air defense systems, they often lack the seamless fusion of data, logistics, and decision-making that defines American air power. From real-time satellite surveillance to airborne, command centers capable of directing complex operations, the U.S. maintains a level of situational awareness that turns speed into dominance. Just as important is experience. The United States has operated in diverse environments across multiple decades, refining its doctrines through real-world operations rather than theory alone. This has produced a force that is not only technologically advanced but operationally mature. Training standards remain relentless, with pilots and crews flying more hours, operating more complex missions, and adapting to evolving threats faster than most of their global counterparts. Add to this the unmatched logistical backbone that can deploy, sustain, and resupply forces anywhere on the planet, and the picture becomes clear. Air power is not just about jets in the sky. It's about the ability to project force, maintain control, and adapt instantly under pressure. While other nations continue to modernize, the U.S. has already integrated its systems into a unified architecture that emphasizes speed, awareness, and coordination. That is why, at this moment, American air power stands apart, not because of one aircraft or one technology, but because of an entire ecosystem designed to dominate the skies before an adversary even realizes a challenge has begun. Another major reason no nation can currently challenge U.S. air power lies in the depth of its technological integration and battlefield awareness. Modern warfare is no longer defined by who has the fastest jet or the largest fleet, but by who sees the battlefield first, understands it faster, and acts with precision before an opponent can respond. The United States has invested decades into building an information-dominant environment where aircraft, satellites, drones, naval forces, and ground units operate as one interconnected system. Advanced radar networks, space-based surveillance, cyber intelligence, and AI-assisted decision tools allow commanders to process enormous volumes of data in real time. This creates a level of situational awareness that drastically shortens reaction time and increases accuracy. While other nations are attempting to replicate this model, most still operate in fragmented systems where data sharing is limited or delayed. The U.S. advantage lies in its ability to fuse information instantly and convert it into decisive action. Additionally, American air power is not just built around offense, but layered defense, integrated missile defense systems, electronic warfare capabilities, and adaptive countermeasures make it extremely difficult for adversaries to penetrate or disrupt operations. This layered approach means threats can be detected, tracked, and neutralized across multiple domains long before they reach critical targets. Training also plays a critical role. U.S. pilots and crews operate under highly demanding conditions, frequently training against simulated, high-end threats that mirror real-world adversaries. This constant exposure builds confidence, adaptability, and precision under pressure. Combined with global basing access and rapid deployment capability, the U.S. can project air power almost anywhere with minimal warning. These factors collectively create an environment where potential challengers must contend not only with advanced technology, but with an ecosystem designed for dominance. It's not about individual platforms outperforming others, it's about an entire system working in harmony, constantly evolving and staying several steps ahead. This level of integration is extremely difficult to replicate, which is why U.S. air power continues to set the global benchmark. Another critical factor that places U.S. air power beyond immediate challenge is the depth of its global infrastructure and operational reach. Unlike most nations that must operate primarily within or near their own borders, the United States maintains a worldwide network of air bases, logistics hubs, and allied facilities that allow rapid force projection across continents. This global footprint means aircraft, support crews, intelligence assets, and supply chains are already positioned near potential hotspots, dramatically reducing response time. Combined with advanced aerial refueling capabilities, U.S. aircraft can operate at extended ranges for prolonged periods, giving commanders unmatched flexibility. This logistical superiority is often overlooked, yet it forms the backbone of sustained air dominance. Without fuel, maintenance, spare parts, and trained personnel moving seamlessly across regions, even the most advanced aircraft would be grounded. The U.S. has spent decades perfecting this support architecture, allowing it to maintain continuous operations while others struggle with limited reach. In addition, joint operations between the Air Force, Navy, Marines, and allied partners ensure that air dominance is not isolated, but integrated across domains. Carrier strike groups, long-range bombers, and forward-deployed squadrons work together as a unified system, extending presence without overextension. This interconnected posture also provides strategic flexibility, allowing the U.S. to adapt rapidly to shifting geopolitical conditions. Another key advantage lies in sustainment and innovation cycles. American defense infrastructure continuously upgrades systems through software, sensors, and data integration rather than relying solely on new hardware. This allows capabilities to evolve faster than potential adversaries can respond. The result is a force that remains relevant and adaptable, even as threats change. When combined with extensive real-world operational experience, this adaptability becomes a decisive advantage. Other nations may develop advanced platforms, but without comparable global logistics, training depth, and interoperability, they struggle to match the scale and consistency of U.S. air power. This is why, despite rapid technological advancements worldwide, the United States continues to operate from a position of strategic air dominance that remains extremely difficult to challenge. Beyond technology and logistics, one of the most decisive advantages of U.S. air power lies in its doctrine and decision-making culture. The United States has spent decades refining how information flows from sensors to commanders to pilots, creating a system where decisions can be made faster and with greater confidence than most potential adversaries. This decision advantage is often more powerful than any individual aircraft or weapon system. In modern conflict, speed of understanding is just as critical as speed of movement. And the U.S. military has built its air doctrine around this principle. Commanders are trained to operate in complex, high-pressure environments where incomplete information is the norm, yet decisive action is still required. This culture of adaptability allows U.S. forces to respond to evolving threats without hesitation. Additionally, continuous joint exercises with allies strengthen interoperability and ensure that coalition forces can operate as a single, synchronized unit. These partnerships extend U.S. influence far beyond its borders and create a network of shared capabilities that multiply effectiveness. Another defining element is the emphasis on learning and evolution. After every operation or exercise, data is analyzed, lessons are captured, and systems are refined. This feedback loop allows U.S. air power to evolve faster than static adversarial models. Instead of relying on fixed doctrines, it adapts dynamically, incorporating new technologies such as artificial intelligence, advanced simulations, and predictive analytics. This ongoing evolution means that by the time potential challengers replicate one capability, the U.S. has often already moved several steps ahead. Moreover, the psychological dimension of air power cannot be overlooked. The visible presence of advanced aircraft, combined with a reputation for precision and reach, creates a deterrent effect long before conflict ever begins. Adversaries must calculate not only what the U.S. can do, but how quickly and effectively it can respond. This uncertainty itself becomes a strategic advantage. Through a combination of speed, coordination, adaptability, and deterrence, U.S. air power maintains an edge that is not easily countered. It is this integration of mindset, structure, and capability that continues to separate it from any potential challenger. When all of these elements are viewed together, it becomes clear why no nation can currently challenge U.S. air power in any meaningful way. This dominance is not built on a single aircraft, weapon, or moment in time, but on decades of strategic investment, disciplined planning, and continuous adaptation. The United States has created an ecosystem where technology, training, logistics, intelligence, and leadership operate in harmony rather than isolation. This integrated approach allows the U.S. to project power with precision, flexibility, and confidence across the globe. More importantly, it allows decision-makers to act with clarity under pressure, knowing that systems are in place to support every level of operation. While other nations continue to modernize and expand their capabilities, matching this level of integration remains an enormous challenge. True air dominance requires not just advanced machines, but the infrastructure, doctrine, and experience to use them effectively in real-world conditions. The U.S. advantage lies in its ability to combine speed, awareness, and adaptability into a single operational mindset. Even as global threats evolve, this foundation allows American air power to adjust without losing momentum. It is a system designed not just to respond, but to anticipate. This forward-looking approach ensures the dominance is not temporary but sustained. As long as training, innovation, and coordination remain central priorities, the U.S. will continue to shape the air domain rather than react to it. Ultimately, the strength of U.S. air power lies in its ability to think ahead, act decisively, and maintain control in the most complex environments imaginable. That is why, in the present moment, no nation is truly positioned to challenge it. Not because others lack ambition, but because the United States has built an ecosystem of air dominance that evolves faster than any single competitor can follow.